As many of you know, Israel conducted a preemptive strike against Iran on Thursday evening. The market is freaking out, and for good reason. We might actually be on the precipice of World War III. War is ugly, and I'll stay out of the politics in this video and more strictly to the market. S&P 500 futures immediately dropped about 1.5% overnight. In the morning, they began to recover, only about 20 points from the previous day's close, but throughout the afternoon, shares dropped again, and the S&P 500 sits about 1.5% lower than it did yesterday. The overall world of assets is actually a lot more volatile than that. Crypto liquidated a third of a billion nearly instantly. Gold jumped nearly 1.5%. As a side note, this goes to show that the public doesn't quite view crypto as a whole, even Bitcoin, as a true safe haven, at least not yet. While traditional investors are still processing the news, WallStreetBets was already placing its bets. We'll start with Kenway, a longtime degen, his specialization being futures. This guy's pocketed 5 to 6 figures several times in the past couple of years, and the W's just keep on coming. By this point, there's good reason to believe he's a millionaire. Last night, Kenway tells us that he accidentally walked into this cash. He had taken the short position in futures as a hedge for a scalp strategy. But as soon as the mini crash occurred, he pocketed the difference and walked away $58,000 richer than before. From receiving the Jewish equivalent of congratulations to being accused of being the one who shot the missile, WallStreetBets seemed pretty impressed, which is saying something. Next, we're going to meet someone who I can almost guarantee you would be annoying in real life. Alarming ad 5946 spends half his time philosophizing in the Nietzsche subreddit and the other half being a philosophical bear. What is the philosophical bear, you might ask? Let me show you. Last night, Alarming Ad posted his positions, puts which were mostly down since the overall market went up, and it wasn't really clear how much he even made this morning, but he went on to claim, "War is back. Netanyahu brings food for the bears," followed by an in-character philosophical quote by Heraclitus. "War is the father of all and king of all. Some he shows as gods, others as men, some he makes slaves, others free." WallStreetBets was not having any of this guy, from "just put the fries in the bag, bro," to cheers for the market going back up and therefore his puts getting wrecked. They seem to be rooting against him. My favorite comment, though, was by The Diligent Dog. "This is why I hate bears. They will get burned almost every other day, but then that one day when something finally happens, they'll feel like the smartest motherfuckers in the room, and in this case, start quoting from Greek philosophers like, 'Chill, bro, you're nothing special.'" Next, let's view a degen that's maybe a little more down to earth, but just as retarded. OfficeJack has over 6 years history on Reddit, from VPNs to Pokemon to trucking to dogs, but he's been in WallStreetBets since 2019, long before the GME short squeeze, even showing a flash of intelligence at times. For example, asking about iron condors or performing due diligence as opposed to just throwing into zero data expiration options or FDs and crossing his fingers. Towards the end of the day Thursday, unknowingly right before Israel's strike, OfficeJack purchased 90 contracts of SPY $599 strike price puts, expiring on Friday at 4 p.m. at 80 cents each, so $7,200 invested if you do the math. Although Theta decayed them the rest of the day Thursday, the activity overnight soared his position's value to over $23,000. He sold half of them there, locking in 11.7K in gains and holding the other half for a whole 9 minutes. I guess the fear was starting to get to him as he sold those also for around $11,000, locking in roughly $15,000 in total profits, $7,000 into $22K overnight. It wasn't all tendies in WallStreetBets this week, though. Our friend MonkeyDogBoog's portfolio got nuked about as harshly as Tehran. MonkeyDogBoog joined Reddit on Tuesday, bought puts on Thursday at the same strike price as OfficeJack. So why did OfficeJack turn 7K into 22K, while MonkeyDog turned 4K into less than $400? The main difference is that MonkeyDogBoog's puts expired on Thursday instead of Friday. So by the time the puts printed, it was too late, and MonkeyDog had been thoroughly wrecked by the Theta gang. Like the top commenters unanimously pointed out, he was so close, but yet so far. If you're enjoying this video so far, nuke that like and subscribe button. Next, we're going to take a look at what the OverthinkingDude is up to. This guy has 3 weird obsessions. First is posting disturbing memes on dark memes for all. Second is asking unusual questions about creatine. And third is his obsession with Palantir, specifically the bullish case for it. On Thursday, OverthinkingDude asked WallStreetBets if his Palantir $142 calls expiring 3 weeks from now might print because of the war. But with a break-even point of 147, even the fellow degens weren't feeling too confident. Time will tell, but my gut tells me that the 8K he put in will decay and expire worthless. With that said, there were a few others in the WallStreetBets adjacent world of speculative investors that had some ideas on the future of the market post-Iran-Israel conflict. While none of this is financial advice, we'll take a look anyway. Unusual Whale speculates that an attack on Iran could end up spiking oil prices to $120 or higher. Notably, stocks like Oxy, which Buffett himself has added significantly to his Berkshire Hathaway portfolio, could have significant upside. Over in the cryptocurrency world, it's worth noting that even in that subreddit, which is somewhat of an echo chamber of crypto and Bitcoin bulls, they admitted that Bitcoin is acting more like a risk asset tied to tech stocks rather than a true safe haven such as gold. User Mammon84 summarized this perfectly. One is a safety asset with a 6,000-year history, while the other is a speculative asset with a lot of people hoping to get rich, me included. User Briotown speculated that professional traders even liquidated their Bitcoin holdings to move money directly into gold and energy futures. I'm sure there's a degenerate play all in this somewhere, and while I'm not ready to YOLO into something, definitely comment below if you are. A final analysis by Little Chart 9865 in the Unusual Whale subreddit showed a more serious bearish sentiment, hypothesizing that just like a butterfly flapping its wings can hypothetically start a hurricane, this war could really set off a chain reaction, combined with the poor producer price data in May, falling oil prices, tariffs, the labor market. In other words, there's always been a lot of reason to be a bear, and there definitely are still today. Whether the S&P 500 actually crashes now, or in 5 years, or 20 years, I wish I had the answer to that question. Ultimately, in the span of just a few hours, the WallStreetBets traders that bet on a crash, accidentally or not, made a huge fortune, while others lost their shirts. In WallStreetBets, a major geopolitical crisis is pretty much just an opportunity to pocket cash from market volatility rather than an actual tragedy. That's all I've got for you today. Again, do kindly nuke that like and subscribe button, and you will receive cutting-edge analysis like this every Friday, and I'll see you soon. MonkeyDogBoog. Stupid name.
God's chosen people?
That's what the Bible says.
Oh, I bet they always followed God's directions.
Ho, ho, ho! You'd think so, wouldn't you?